WLNS is here for you with 6 News at 5:30.
Well, thank you for joining us. I'm Sherry Jones. Siobhan is off tonight. Let's start the clock on our first 6 minutes of news. We begin tonight with the death of a young man in a motorcycle crash in Kent County just a few months after he went viral online for surviving another crash. 21-year-old Josh Baudry was riding a motorcycle Saturday night when, according to police, he crashed into a vehicle making a turn in front of him. In August, Baudry was riding at Silver Lake Sand Dunes, and just before he was going to perform a jump, someone drove a Jeep directly into his path. Baudry's GoPro showed the moment of the crash and him flying through the air. His loved ones say he wasn't badly injured in that crash and healed quickly. They say he was a special kid with an adventurous attitude, and they'll keep his legacy going. U.S. Attorney Mark Totten says the 54-year-old man from Granville pleaded guilty to a federal charge of sexual exploitation of a child. Totten says Thomas Hungerford recorded a girl engaged in sexual activity with her knowledge as part of his plea deal that was finalized on Friday. 2 counts of distribution of child pornography were dismissed. Hungerford is facing a 15 to 30-year prison term. In Florida, someone suspected of shooting a man to death after a road rage incident is still on the loose. Police got a call about a shooting on a highway on Sunday afternoon and arrived to find a 61-year-old man with, quote, upper body trauma. Witnesses say a vehicle cut another one off, and then the 2 people got into an altercation. The suspect left the area before police arrived.
Trump says get back! We say fight back! Trump says get back! We say fight back!
That was the scene in New York City today as members of the Puerto Rican community responded to racist comments made by speakers at a Donald Trump rally. According to those comments at Madison Square Garden on Sunday was one made by comedian Tony Hinchcliffe, referring to Puerto Ricans and Puerto Rico as a floating island of garbage.
We're here to answer back to the disparaging racist comments made yesterday at Madison Square Garden against the Puerto Rican people, against the island of Puerto Rico, by people that have made it their business to disparage and speak ill of Latinos, of African Americans, of Asian Americans.
Elected officials today called the comments a slap in the face to everyone in Puerto Rico and the 5 million Puerto Ricans living on the mainland. In Delaware today, President Joe Biden voted early in person at a polling station. And when asked if the moment was bittersweet for him, the president said no, it was just sweet. President Biden's re-election campaign was derailed by a bad performance in a debate with former President Donald Trump. He then dropped out of the race and endorsed his running mate, Vice President Kamala Harris. In the meantime, on the West Coast, the FBI is investigating today after several ballot box drops lit on fire. The fires happened in Portland, Oregon and Vancouver, Washington. Authorities say hundreds of ballots were destroyed in Washington. In Oregon, the box was equipped with a fire suppressant that saved all but 3 of the ballots. Officials are calling it a direct attack on democracy. Looking at news overseas now, Pentagon officials say North Korea sent about 10,000 troops to Russia to prepare to join the ongoing invasion of Ukraine. Also today, NATO officials confirm Ukrainian intelligence reports that North Korean military units were already in the area near the Ukrainian border. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov would not confirm the troop movements, but pointed out that the 2 countries have a joint security pact. Back here in the U.S., financial services website WalletHub released a list of the 415 best college towns in America, and Ann Arbor outranked East Lansing. WalletHub says they used a number of metrics to make their list. It included things like crime rates, quality of life, economic opportunities for students, and a whole lot more. The top 5 in order are Austin, Texas, Ann Arbor, Orlando, Florida, Tampa, Florida, and Raleigh, North Carolina. But looking at our area, we know that Ann Arbor ranked 2nd, Columbus, Ohio came in 30th, East Lansing was 61st, Mount Pleasant got 114th place, and Kalamazoo was 145th. Mexico City celebrated the Day of the Dead with a huge parade on Sunday. The pre-Hispanic tradition is marked by families remembering their dead and celebrating the continuity of life. While the parade was Sunday, the official holiday actually goes from November 1st to the 2nd. And speaking of wearing costumes, a Timothy Chalamet look-alike contest was held on Sunday, but was broken up by police when the crowd just got too big. They reconvened in another park, and then the actor himself showed up. Organizers call it a silly joke that turned into pandemonium. The winner was Miles Mitchell. That was a college student from New York. He dressed in a purple Willy Wonka outfit and tossed candy from a briefcase to his admirers. Well, Halloween is just around the corner, and the parties and trunk or treats have already begun. And 6 News is here for you with everything you need to know about Halloween. And we have a list of family-friendly Halloween events in Mid-Michigan on our website, WLNS.com. You could also upload your holiday pictures, and we might just use them on air. And of course, we here at 6 News will be handing out treats here at the station on Saginaw Street on Halloween night. Hope to see you. And wrapping up our first 6 minutes of news, the Bureau of Land Management is holding its annual Bat Beauty Contest. Yes, it's a true thing. The federal agency posts photos of bats on its Facebook and Instagram accounts and then asks people to vote for the cutest one. Now, the bats are part of wild populations living on public lands. The contest coincides with the start of Bat Week, which bat experts across the country and the world hold educational events celebrating the only flying mammal. And voting is open until Halloween. I really don't like bats, but I mean, their faces are kind of cute.
I was a little skeptical when I first heard about it. Then I saw the pictures and I was like, okay, maybe I can get behind this.
I think I'll stick with Shark Week.
Exactly, Shark Week, and then the Fat Bear competition.
Oh, that's
too.
one of the best. I love that one.
We have some of the best weather that I think we've seen all month coming our way. Our high temperatures tomorrow, Sherry, not just warm, potentially record-breaking.
Wow, look forward to that. Well, if your kids still need Halloween costumes,